We begin with new comments from Houston officials just moments ago in this week's deadly ICE shooting in the East End.
Yeah, that news conference wrapped up just a few moments ago. Hearing from Congresswoman Sylvia Garcia, DA Sean Teare, and the attorney for the three men currently being detained by ICE. We've got Devon Raming joining us with some big new details in this investigation. Devon.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. So, Congresswoman Sylvia Garcia says U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Acting Director David Venturella confirmed that Lorenzo Salgado was not the intended target during Tuesday morning's enforcement, and neither was his brother, who we've learned today was also in the van at the time of this shooting. Now, instead, she says agents were trying to locate someone else they believed was in the vehicle under an administrative warrant. Garcia also says ICE acknowledged the operation involved unmarked vehicles that were not using lights or sirens, and that the agents involved were not equipped with dashboard or body cameras. Now, she went on to explain that she is wanting ICE to reconsider their policy of unmarked cars so they know who is approaching at times of these enforcements. She's also calling for body cameras to be enforced and for every agent to have them installed by the end of this month. Meanwhile, Harris County District Attorney Sean Teare says his office opened its own investigation the day of the shooting, even though investigators were not initially allowed into the scene. He says his office is asking anyone with photos, videos, or other evidence to come forward, and says investigators are committed to conducting a full and transparent investigation. Also, attorneys representing two of the detained men are also calling for their immediate release, alleging they're being pressured to sign deportation paperwork and urging federal officials not to deport them before they have access to legal due process. They are currently being detained in Conroe in Montgomery County. That's the latest here from Sylvia Garcia's office. Of course, we're going to have much more on this developing story and this investigation, which is still very much ongoing, coming up in our later newscast. For now, reporting live in East Harris County, Devon Raming, KHOU 11 News.
So much to still learn, Devon. We appreciate you. Thanks so much. Meanwhile, Houston Police Chief Noe Diaz has sent letters to both the FBI and the DHS Inspector General about the deadly shooting. Diaz says HPD does not have independent authority to investigate federal agents acting in their official duties. But at Mayor John Whitmire's direction, he says the department will make resources available to support a timely, transparent, and thorough federal investigation.
Questions also continue about body cameras in this shooting. DHS says the ICE officers involved did not have the issued body cameras, that they had not been issued them. But Houston area Democrats are pushing back on that explanation. We've got KHOU 11 Jaleesa Garza, who breaks down what both sides are now saying.
For days now, local leaders, community members, and advocates have been pushing for any and all body camera video to be released when it comes to the deadly ICE shooting that happened Tuesday morning in Houston's East End. Now, DHS says that the ICE officers involved had not been issued body cameras. So now the question shifts to why they did not have those cameras in the first place. In a statement, DHS says this was due to what it called back-to-back Democrat shutdowns. DHS also says body cameras have been deployed to more than half of ICE field offices, with the remaining offices expected to receive them in the next 60 days. And Houston area Congressman Christian Menifee is pushing back on DHS blaming Democrats. Here's what he said in a statement. Menifee says ICE found money for detention centers, signing bonuses, a hiring spree, and enhanced enforcement operations, but refused to spend that money on body-worn cameras for all officers. Now, lawmakers have debated funding more than once, and I want to point to a law that actually passed last month. Take a look at this. The Secure America Act was signed into law last month. The law includes more than $31 billion for ICE immigration enforcement and related activities through fiscal year 2029. And the bill text specifically mentions improvements to body-worn cameras.
In less than 30 minutes, KHOU 11's legal analyst Carmen Rowe will be joining us live with her insight on this morning's conference and specifically where the investigation legally could go from here. So a lot to get to, and we certainly will continue to cover this. But